That white circle is the sun. That's the size of the sun. So think about the size of this craft. They claim these are Venus or Mercury. But if you look at the brightness, the size of the brightness and the ring that thing has compared to the sun itself, I don't see how can that be. I just don't see it. And this is an optical camera. In fact, Earth, which is a lot bigger than Mercury or Venus, will be the size of one of these dots, these little white dots. The sun is 1,000,000 times bigger than Earth in value, according to the astronomers, which now we have a problem of credibility with that too. So this happened on October the 2nd, 2014 at 12:18 hours. It's about 2 p.m. or a.m., whatever, p.m. So if we keep going, you're gonna see some enormous cylindrical objects that are just, it just blow your mind, because these objects are way bigger than the sun, and they have appeared on and off over since the satellite was placed in orbit 1,000,000 miles away from Earth. So think about, the sun is 93 million miles from Earth. The satellite is 1,000,000 miles from Earth. So the satellite is 92 million miles, or 1 astronomical unit, AU, away from the sun. The light from the sun takes 4 minutes to reach Earth from that distance. So think about the speed of light is really nothing. It's like walking from here to Mars. That's how slow the speed of light really is in astronomical terms. So think about this, that all these objects appear and disappear in one frame. The camera takes 24 frames per second. So that's 1/24 milliseconds. Look at these objects that appear. Strange looking objects. Think about this. And then, boom, gone, one frame. And like that, thousands of objects. Look at this one, this cylindrical object right under the sun. Now look, the white circle is the sun size. So effectively, that tubular object is the length of this circle. think about that. How much NASA is lying to us, and how much they don't tell us, and how much we don't know. Look at these other objects up here. Look how they disappear in one frame. Boom! In fact, the object just didn't disappear. This is the object right there. It took off from here to here, and the other one here. Then boom, gone. And this supposed to be Venus or Mercury hasn't moved. In 4 days, didn't move from there, from this position. Look at the evenly distributed rings. Everyone that say that this is a planet, it has to be out of his mind. Logically, it's impossible that a planet can be that bright, being that small. And why would he have those rings? Not even Saturn has that much power. And Saturn will appear behind the sun sometimes during the recording of the Soho satellite. So what you're gonna see now is, look, these objects appearing and disappearing at fantastic speeds. But then you're gonna see this, there you go, the party started with these two enormous cylindrical objects. Well, not large. So everything happened between the October the 2nd and the 3rd. That is the date right there. If you have any doubt, any question, I'm gonna post the link to the Soho search, image search, which they call it theater, Soho theater, from the European Space Agency site, because the direct NASA site is a tiny little window. You can see nothing there, practically, in a little window. This is a 55-inch monitor, super high definition. Well, not super, but it's 8 million to 1 pixel rate. So look what's gonna happen on the at 18 hours. '16, 17, and you can see that there are all these objects appearing and disappearing in just one frame. Boom! So that's how fast the things are moving in space. That's why we cannot see them with our eyes, and only when you review the telescope images is when you see these things. If you have a kick-ass telescope and a kick-ass camera. There you go. There's the cylindrical objects that are so many times, especially this one on the right. This is so large. Look at this one compared to the sun. But that's just a regular size. Look at this one right here. Now I would like to hear an explanation from NASA. This is not just a little thing, or no, this is enormous. I mean, you can put Earth hundreds of times inside that thing. Just think about how tiny we are, how little we know about anything. Look, all the cylindrical objects, tubular objects that are rounded in the edge. These are not like the skinny tubes that I was showing earlier. No, these are like papa objects. They look like gigantic pills, capsules, because that's what they resemble, a freaking capsule, a medicine, a vitamin capsule. Look at that. This is one of the skinny ones that look like it looked like a straw with this spiral shape or tide waves in it. This is a weird looking deal. I mean, weird. The camera doesn't do justice to the shape of the object. It blurs. But the object is like rings after ring after ring after ring, on a stack of rings. Or spirals, I can tell. Freaking bright. Look, there's other objects there that are, look, Dr. Berglund called them EMVs, electromagnetic vehicles, because of their propulsion system. And believe me, that man is the man. That scientist is so incredibly bright. He's 94 years old now. He took his lawyer degree in 1 year and passed the bar and everything in 1 year at the age of 93. Just think about what a brilliant mind that man had. They tried to poison him after he revealed he was part of the Voyager 1 and 2 mission program team. He was the leader scientist. After he's been involved with NACA before he became NASA. He worked for Lockheed Corporation, Lockheed Aeronautics. Oh, he's been with the Navy. He only worked with data. And then he complemented that with photos to corroborate what he sees in the numbers. And that's how he concluded that the rings of Saturn are being fabricated. In fact, all the rings in every planet that has rings, visible rings, are fabricated by these objects right here. These are different kind, but the ones that he showed are, they all have specialties. We don't know what these are for. Could be for transportation, for everything else. We just don't know. What he knows is the one that works on the rings and all these planets and moons. are the same type electromagnetic vehicles that do different things, and apparently they gather material and put them in the rings and bake, cook them, and then use the material somewhere else. That's as much as he had gathered. And he said that they transformed the terrain using plasma energy, high electricity voltage and low voltage underneath of the terrain surface to create cavitation or structures of any kind. Statues, everything is made from the surface of the celestial body that they are working on. And that's how he found out, by studying Iapetus, the moon Iapetus, and Dione, the moon of Jupiter. I'm not sure if it's Jupiter or Saturn. He studied several moons, Enceladus too, and Earth's moon, and came to the startling conclusion that none of those so-called craters are real craters. Those are molten holes. You say none of that is not a single one is an impact crater. That's all bullshit. Made up by NASA, and the astronomers are a bunch of little blind people being guided by whatever NASA say it goes, and NASA is lying to us. They have two sets of data, the lies for us and the truth for them. He said there's only few guys in NASA that want to expose the truth, but the power struggle is so many people that are not interested in telling us the truth, that it will take an act of God to get the truth out of these people. And that was told specifically by Ben Rich, the head of skunk work in Lockheed Corporation back in the 60s. He told the LA Times magazine that in 1962, think about this, that they could take E.T. home and it wouldn't take years to do that. That we could now travel among the stars, and that's in 1962. So think about, they went to the moon in what, rockets? All those bullshit was Mickey Mouse shit. They have been to the moon with anti-gravity work, craft. John Lear's father already worked on anti-gravity engines back in 1956, 57. And that was in part from the craft of the Roswell craft. Plus, they already had work from Tesla, Nikola Tesla, which was based on electrogravity, reversing the pulse using a high power generator coil. It's all related. That's how the universe works, on electromagnetism. We have electromagnetism in our bodies. Everything has electricity. And when you control electromagnetism, you can do incredible things. Well, anyway, this is the October 2nd, 2014. Check it out. This object will appear again on the 3rd, October the 3rd. Look, that's one frame after. They're already gone. You can only see all these things by reviewing look at this craft that appeared right here under the sun. Look at that gigantic craft, saucer shaped like. That's the sun right there. This round thing is a protective plate for the optical camera. Lasco C2 and C3 are the two optical cameras that the Soho satellite uses. Looking at this anomaly right above this craft, which is, just think about the size of the sun is that white circle. Imagine the size of that craft. That craft would be like this much of the sun. 1/10 the size of the sun. But there are so many anomalies. Dr. Begrun also said that the sun was not what we think it is and what we've been told by NASA and all these physicists. And Dr. Nassim Haramein, the astrophysicist too, quantum physicist, said the same thing. And I believe it because I have seen images that show structures that doesn't change as the sun rotates around. If that was gas, it will always change shape. All these supposed to be gassy looking deals. Well, they don't change. And over the years, I keep seeing the exact same structures, 9 degrees, towers. I mean, a whole entire city. The entire sun is covered with structures. But it's because they use electromagnetic energy and they can vibrate at the same frequency as the sun, and they neutralize the heat by doing that. That's what I say, when you control electromagnetic energy, you can do amazing feats that will look like magic and impossible things to us, but for these races, it's child's play. Check this out. There is a dark something here that you can only see the top of it, right there. Look at that. Let me brighten up the camera to see if I can get more. There appears to be some kind of a structure. With definite shapes in it. Where that craft is. There's much more going on. Space is not what we think it is. It's not the way we see it at night either. This entity has placed some kind of holographic shield around the entire Earth to allow us to see what they want us to see. They're controlling us with that and much more. It's incredible. The space is filled with structures like neurons, with filaments all around. It's all covered all around. But we don't see any of that because they're vibrating in a different frequency. And only with electro-optical devices, ultraviolet, infrared, extreme ultraviolet, extreme infrared cameras is the only way to see these things. But it's only when you come out of Earth that you can see these things. Pictures that I've seen from the Clementine and other Apollo 8 shows that Earth is covered with structures, gigantic structures that we cannot see or perceive or nothing. So they're using a technology so advanced that we are like little chickens inside a coop. So effectively we are being controlled by these entities. That's the plain truth. They create weather patterns, they create earthquakes, they create things to feed off of the panic, wars. Why the planet is at war constantly. Think about that. We have never been at peace. Never. Why? Because they control our mind. So they must be feeding off of that negative energy that the brain produces when this anger is going on, and the panic, the terror, all that shit is like a drug to them. Look at this crap. It looks like a vector shape. You ever wonder why every single space agency on Earth has the vector logo and it's not a hyperwing? Nah. They all know that the race that control Earth uses these vehicles that have the vector shape. Because there's not only one race, there's several. Well, the main race is a reptilian race that is very narcissistic, and every single planet and moon has their faces made into buildings and sculptures. Even their craft are plastered with their faces and how do you call that, pictographs. So look at that. This is October the 2nd still. Yeah, October the 2nd at 22 hours. Now check this out. The objects will appear again on the 3rd. That one is gone. Boom. Look, there's another one that show up at the edge of the camera lens. There it is. It looks like that one. A weird saucer, or maybe the profile is that of some kind of saucer looking, but it got much more than that. And look how this object disappears in one frame. Boom, gone. Those objects park above the sun and suck out energy from it, or do things. Look, there's a cylindrical one right there, a skinny one. That looks like a screw. It has these spirals around the entire length of the cylinder. I mean, their body. And then look at the size of the white circle, which is the sun. So this thing is longer than this white circle, the sun. In fact, that bright deal right there that they say is Venus or Mercury is the size of this white circle, the sun. That's impossible. That's bizarre to think that that could be Mercury or Venus. But they will argue to death with you. Except they couldn't explain any of that. Why these rings that are so symmetrical? It's very symmetrical. Look. You will have people giving you explanation, but none of that explanation fits the fact that you are seeing something that doesn't fit what they're telling you. So you're a conspiranoid. Yeah. And look, the objects will appear again. On the 3rd. Now we're on the 3rd, October the 3rd. Look at this bizarre looking object right here. 2 cylindrical deals side by side. But in reality, we just don't know what this, the definite shape is not really. What you see is not entirely what it is. So look, boom, 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 boom. This first cylindrical large, a skinny cylindrical deal. Then, boom, look at this bizarre, whatever these are. Look, they're big, believe me, they are big. Way bigger than Earth, way, way, way bigger than Earth. To me, that Soho satellite, it has a dual function. Observe the sun deal and spy on who's coming around the sun or through the sun, because the sun apparently is being used as a stargate. Apparently because of the tremendous electromagnetic field that thing produces. And apparently the sun, as Nassim Haramein said, the sun is water inside, and the hydrogen is the fuel that fuels the star, that burns and produces all of that. And that would make sense when you see those dark spots on the sun. He said those are water that has been, wasn't contained. Things happen on that fission. It's a fission reactor. And Dr. Bergeron suggested that the sun is artificially made by these races. That's the hard part to swallow. And he said that the entire solar system, exactly what I've been finding, is artificially, look like it's artificially made, including Earth. The so-called tectonic plates in the ocean floor look like plates put there mechanically, and they can move them, shake them, and do all kinds of shit. There's a bunch of tracks all over the ocean floor, perfectly lined up tracks. And if you think about those tracks can act as, rails to move the plates back and forth, up and down, in any shape, weight, and form they desire. And the entire planet is covered with structures. Google Earth has deleted 90% of them. Look at this enormous object with a bunch of stuff around. So now you're gonna see the same cylindrical object, gigantic ones, appear once again. I mean, there is so much going on in space that, there you go, there they are. October the 3rd, 17 hours, 17.9.18. There you have it. Enormous cylindrical objects of different sizes. Some are, well, no, they all have the same thing, round at the edge and jagged. But the jagged deal is because this is a camera from the 1980s technology. This thing was deployed, another thing, that satellite was placed in orbit in 1992. But only in 1996 is when we start seeing images from it. And now they had, finally, after people have been finding this kind of anomaly, they start to cutting off the number of images. So effectively denying information. Look, there's one right here close to that look like a herbal pill, a capsule. Look at this one right here. Right here. And then look at this monster. This is monstrous ass object. And then a smaller one right behind it, a little bit further away. There's another one at the edge of the camera lens. I mean, they're everywhere. Look, there's another one that looks like it's farther away. There's another one over there. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are at different distances, but for some reason they appear in only one frame. October the 3rd, 2014. The funny thing is that today is the 10th or the 11th, you see? No, hell no. Today is the 13th. Hold on, October 11, 12. Yeah, today is October the 13th. And there's only images up to the 4th. And that's it. After that, they didn't post any more images. So that's all we got so far. After that frame, only 3 of them linger around. What? 2 far away, and this big one closer to the sun. Look, it looks like a freaking capsule, a medicine capsule. But that's not the whole story. There's more to it. than just that. And then you see figures, like faces, gigantic ass faces in the background. It's like transparent looking faces, like this one right here. Nose, eyes. I mean, this is bizarre, beyond bizarre. This is a face that size, it'll be like the size of the sun and all the planets together. Let me lower the brightness to show you what I'm talking about, which I've shown before, but it's hard to grasp this deal. Look at the two eyes, reptilian with a vertical pupil. But it has several faces. It's all like overlapping each other. This is some strange looking weird shit that I cannot comprehend. There's a pair of eyes right there with a reptile, with the shape of a reptile man. There's a little another pair of eyes smaller, then another pair bigger, then small faces each face has faces to the side, and all of that is represented in the structures on planets and moon. You find the exact same thing all over in what look to be solid ground. So I don't know where we are and why we are surrounded by reptilian entities. And this deal right here. According to the several old civilizations, these entities created this galaxy. These are like badass engineers, and I believe it because everything that I have found in 11 years point to that. The same exact thing that you see in the space, you see it on the ground, you see it on the skies, same faces, reflected on like holographic projections. Including on the sun. So look, these cylindrical deals will be there for one frame. There's one still here. After that frame, there's one still at the edge of the left edge of the image. Right there. There's one right there, and the cylindrical skinnier one right there. But like I say, and that's supposed to be planet hasn't even moved from there, so it's like a stationary. What about that? Explain that to me. How a planet can be sitting there and not moving. You can see all these objects moving in such a speed that you just see flashes practically. You don't see the things themselves. You just see things that little lines that appear and disappear in 1 microsecond. Check it out. This is the normal speed that space is moving at. Let me make it bigger for you to see. That's the speed of things that are moving out there. So imagine how fast they're moving, and we are standing still practically compared to this deal, these people and their technology. They're moving at such a speed that we have no prayer. We could never ever match anything close to them. And we can only see them after the fact, unless you have technology like the military-industrial complex and the secret space program, which they don't talk about because they end up having to get into some kind of agreement with these entities, which they don't respect and they don't care. They don't need to care because they are a million times more powerful than we are, or our military, with shitty ass planes. Look what happened in Iraq with those ISIL assholes. The United States doing nothing, and those Arabs, they are doing nothing. Oh yeah, we put 2 or 3 airplanes, and yeah, the coalition. Turkey is sitting there watching them getting destroyed, the Kurds getting destroyed, the same way Stalin watched the Germans, Nazis destroy Poland before, and when they got finished, then the Soviets came in and kicked the Germans' ass out of that place. But not before they massacred the entire population practically. Because Stalin said, oh no, those are people that are pro-democracy, we want communists, so let them get killed. Then we come in and kick their asses, so they camp right outside Poland, watching the whole shit unfold. That's what Turkey's doing, except that Turkey doesn't have shit. They are cowards. All those Arabs are cowards. It's only they oh, we have big army, we're big and bad. No, they're not. They are scared to go and fight face to face with this demonic son of a bitches. But it is all created by the same people that create every single other words, which come from these entities. At the end, they're the ones that control us. They manipulate us by using electromagnetic waves. Well, this has been an educational video for you.